Welcome back everyone, Mugford here. I'm out in the shop today working on my new project. It is a Buick Regal GS, but right now it has a ABS code for right front wheel sensor. I cleared it and ran it and it came right back on instantly. So the ABS and traction control aren't working. Went ahead and ordered a new AC Dalco OEM wheel bearing for it, because the ABS sensor is right with the wheel bearing. You can stick around and watch me change front wheel bearing. Those are quite easy on most front wheel drive cars. We'll give this one a shot and see. This is pretty straightforward, should be a pretty quick job. I'm going to go ahead and take the little hubcap off. This has one of those security lug nuts, so you need to find this. Took me a while to find it. It was in the center console, the front part of it. It's got to fit on here a certain way. There we go. And now we just buzz it off with the impact. First we're going to go ahead and jack the car up and get it supported with the jack stand, and then we'll take the wheel off. The end of the sway bar is broken right off, and that's where the sway bar link would go through. There should be a hole here in the end, but it's snapped right off. So we'll just buy the whole ZZP one with the links and everything for $79, and we'll be all set. Okay, you can see it's just a standard bolt. This one's just a regular bolt, not a hex head or anything like that. So we'll get the calipers off and out of the way. Then we have to take the brackets off, the bolts right here, get them out of the way. Got both the top and the bottom broke loose. We'll just spin them out. That pin looks pretty good. Pin looks good too. Let's see if we can get the caliper to pop off. We might have to compress it a little bit. It didn't want to come off very good, so we'll just give it a quick little squeeze with the C-clamp. Just a little bit, because we're not changing the brake, so just enough to get it to slide off good. And I think we're just going to set it on the control arm there. It looks like there's space because there's no shield on this car. So we'll go ahead and just set it there out of the way while we're working on the rest of it. Doesn't fit on the best. Hopefully it'll give us enough squeeze to get it off. That should do it. There we go. So I just sat the caliper over there right up against the crank pulley. Right against the crank pulley on the control arm. Should be out of the way. 15mm fit on the caliper bracket bolts as well as the calipers themselves, but they're on a little tighter, so I went ahead and used a 1/2-inch drive to get these loose, and I couldn't even fit on this one quite square with the bolt for the strut right there, but it did come out pretty easily. So we just got to get these brackets out of the way now. Once the caliper bracket's off, brake rotor just comes right off, and we just need to take the axle nut off. We'll go ahead and buzz that off right now. Thought I read online somewhere it was 34, but mine actually is 36. There we go. Now we just have to take off the 3 bolts that are holding it on from the backside. They appear to be 13 millimeter. And we also have to connect the wire to the ABS sensor. This is the setup that worked the best for me on the back bolt. I've got a deep well 3/8 drive that'll fit past the CV boot better, and then a reducer, and then I have it on a big 1/2-inch drive Mac ratchet so I can get some torque to get it out. Okay, this is the cover on the back side of the ABS ring. This is the cover on the back side of the ABS sensor. So we're going to just jam a screwdriver through from the other side here and try to get it to pop out. There we go. So yeah, this was the outer part, and it didn't come with the wheel bearing. So it's a little cruddy in there. I'm just gonna clean it up and probably put just a light coat of NICs in there after I get it cleaned up, and then slip our new wheel bearing in. Got everything cleaned up and NIC'd up. We're going to go ahead and throw the new bearing in. So we want to make sure the cord is on the bottom, and we'll try to feed it through. Come on. There we go. There we go. When you get this code, before you go ahead and replace the wheel bearing, what you should do is take a quick look at your wire running down. I've seen these get pinched and broken down in here, and that'll give you the same code because it won't be, the wheel speed sensor data won't be getting back to the computer. So before you spend all the money and all the time putting this in, always give your wire a quick look and make sure it's not damaged somewhere. It's a much cheaper and easier fix than replacing the wheel bearing. We're going to go ahead and clear it and check and see if it comes back. Okay, right now we got no lights. We're gonna go ahead and take it for a drive and see what happens. Okay, went for a couple mile drive, and before, I think the lights are over here somewhere, over here on the left side of the DAC. for service engine soon, and then there's a traction control light. None of those are on. Only thing I got on, oh, I guess there's nothing on now. Just the performance shift light. So I think we fixed it.